It's Week 17 of the NFL, and we'll see the Buccaneers sure-handed Wyatt.
Blake Groupie out and ready to send this away. And we're off and running from Raymond James. Return coming from the 6. This return makes it up to the 25. So out head the Falcons for their first possession. And we'll get a chance to see someone still in the early stages of their career, this third-year QB.
Just an all-around great performance from him last week, Kate, in the win. Those 2 touchdowns he had played a big part in the victory, no question. But so did keeping it clean, not throwing a pick. You want to become friendly with your own defense? Make sure they don't have any extra possessions to defend. He did his job, and so did his teammates.
And he'll push this upfield and earn that. They're set up at the 35 now. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Pitts brings it in. And he takes this out after crossing the 45. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first. Back now, pressure on its way. That's caught. It's the Clemson rookie. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Well, after that play, training staff is headed out. That's one of their top guys who's shaken up, and they're going to need him back for the upcoming postseason. What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. A give left side. Here's Robinson. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
On 2nd down, Robinson. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. It's a gain of 4, and they're going to need twice that now on 3rd and 8. He'll throw it. The throw is caught. And this one does not go far.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow. I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Return starts at the 3. He stopped on the return at the 27. So here now are the Buccaneers on offense to begin their first drive. They're brought out by a former #1 pick who always plays with energy and passion, Baker Mayfield.
There's just certain quarterbacks, the way they run on the field. You just say their name and just some adjectives and attributes pop up right away. For Baker Mayfield, scrappy, tough, a will to win. I'm not surprised at all to see himself back in the starting role. Not surprised at all to see him flourish. The dude is mentally tough.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
That is not a good omen at all. You spend so much time, Kate, on the first 15 plays, and that first play, you've rehearsed it in your head over and over as a quarterback, as an offensive line. You never, ever want to go backwards, have such a negative play, but now you got to flush it and quickly move on.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Another try following the sack. And the back-to-back sacks. Nice work by the defense there. Sets them up with a 3rd down.
Woo! I am not sure how we didn't see a safety right there. Oh, my gosh. I don't think I'm the only one nervous in the building because that QB kept going back and back and was heading right for disaster, but saved himself just a couple yards short.
Defense with an excellent opportunity at a stop here on 3rd down. Get the fullback involved here. And he gets taken down immediately right at the line of scrimmage. They mark him short there, and the run gains nothing. It's 4th down. The Buccaneers out and into punt formation. They needed 3 punts out of him in last week's loss as he sends this away. And he's brought down before the return gets far. Call that a 64-yard punt officially. And the Falcons will take over. Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. They send the tight end in motion. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Into the hands of Pitts. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. Second down now, 7 to go. From midfield now. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and out 3rd down. Pass play now. That throw's knocked away and incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. So this one sails over the sideline, and they'll spot it where a touchback would go at the 20-yard line. And this is a good representation right here of what the playoffs will look like come the postseason in 2 weeks. Still a few things to finalize, though, which makes this week and those divisional games next week incredibly important. Irving here from the gun. And he's tackled up across the 20 at the 22. We'll look at his numbers on the ground from last week here. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Right back to Irving now. And he doesn't get the lane he wants or needs. He's going to be taken down at the line. It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Mayfield set to pass. Can't find anyone open. He's forced to throw it away.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And he's calling for a fair catch, which is made at the 33-yard line. The Falcons ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And he's kept up the pace all season long, to the point, look, he's in the top 5 across the NFL in passing. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. He'll get this complete to Pitts. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down. New set of downs for him from the 46. To throw here on 1st down. Big catch is made, and he got the feet in too. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
I love throwing on 1st down, and when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
1st down, ball at the 36. Looking to the air here. Completed over the middle. And they bring him down. Looks like he got into the 27.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down, well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Has him on the quick hitter. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And the Falcons will have a 1st. Working inside the red zone. This one's caught. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9.
It's got to be one of the shortest completions I've ever seen on a curl and go. That route's like a fine wine, kid. It gets better the longer it matures. But that court came out a little early that time, and it was only a small gain.
Toward the side of the end zone, but that one's incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6, but still plenty of options left on 3rd and short. Here's Robinson up the middle, and he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run, but I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could.
And it's complete in the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons stretch their early lead to 9. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
That one splits the uprights. And the Falcons go up 10-zip here in the first. Now Boswell on to send this away. Returning it from the 4. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Time for us to get another look at this Tampa Bay offense. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
First down, here's Baker. Finds the in route, complete. 3 inside the 30. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So a massive gain, and all of a sudden, we've got 1st and 10 inside the red zone. From the red zone now. Short pass brought in. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down.
At the 16-yard line.
From the gun, Mayfield. Cut out left. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Baker throwing again. He brings it in. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. They find 7 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3. Now it's 2nd and goal from the 1.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Irving. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Buccaneers face a 4-point deficit. Nice execution to get that counter to the end zone. Maybe not the play we expected, Brock, but the play that they needed right there.
I love a well-executed counter. I really do. It's like a good boxer, Kate. You set them up with a feint one way, and then you hit them with the knockout the other. Keep them from answering the bell and stopping you from reaching that end zone.
Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Here's a return from the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Falcons and running back Bijan Robinson getting set to begin another drive. And you know who the ball is going to when they reach the red zone. He's currently top 5 across the NFL in rushing scores this season. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And his charge towards the line, that's right around 3 yards.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
That's the end of one here on New Year's Eve. Scoreboard shows 10-7. More from Raymond James Stadium coming up after the break. Back for our second quarter. It's Falcons football. They'll be set up 2nd and 7. Dropping back to throw. Finds him over the middle. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Throw reeled in by London. And he's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons make it a 9-point advantage. Drake London with the touchdown. And with that score, he's reached a benchmark he's long had his eye on. 30 touchdowns in one season. And he's going to come away pleased with how well he has played to put up that kind of number this year. Boswell to add the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Falcons make it a 10-point ball game.
Buccaneers 7.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Fielded at the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Buccaneers and Bucky Irving ready for their next possession. That score made it 17-7, but they can cut it back to a one-score game here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Straight ahead, it's Irving. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
Complete beyond the marker. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Pick up a 5 on that play. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down. They put a receiver in motion here left. And that's incomplete, but I do see some laundry on the field. Let's see what this flag is all about.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense.
So not a holding call. One of the linemen actually too far downfield that time. That's what drew the flag.
Still first down.
So after the 5 yards are marched off, here's 1st and 15. Running it after the penalty. And they bring him down after he ran through him up to the 43. They pick up 7 on the ground. That brings up 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
Mayfield with a blitz coming. That's a catch. Jalen McMillan. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. 1st and 10. Ball set up at the 48. Receiver in motion, going left. Play fake, it's Mayfield. That pass complete to McMillan. And he's going to step out with no gain.
Man, the defense was all over that throw, able to stop it right at the line. They could smell that one coming, and they sniffed it out in a hurry.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. So they're left facing 3rd and long. Mayfield to throw again. That's caught for the first. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. That play good for 17 and a first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips, cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Handoff headed right, Irving. And he's going to get this to the 29 before he stopped. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
From the 29. Looking right, and he finds him. This is ahead for about 5. Sidney Brown in on that stop. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. They motion the tight end over. Shotgun handoff to Irving. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. That's good for 7 yards. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down.
First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Straight ahead they go with Jones. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Kid, I'll never forget walking into the Hall of Famer Dwight Freeney's meeting room with those defensive linemen. The late, great John Tierlink, his coach, he had a little sign up in his office, and it was sacks and that money sign.
He has the catch, but no, he can't get down in bounds. Oh, Brock, it was nearly a touchdown, but they're going to say it's incomplete.
It's now 3rd and goal.
Mayfield now on 3rd and goal. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
You know, that's an example right there where you just simply got to be on the same page with each other and get both ends of the play right to execute. They want that one back.
Mickatomi's kick is good. And that'll bring it back to within a score. The lead 7.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Here's a return from the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Falcons are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And last drive, he reached one of those numbers that everyone looks at as a benchmark after the season ends, Brock. Quite the year that he's put together finding the end zone. To throw it on 1st down. Catch made over the middle. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Junior Colson bringing an end to that play. 2nd down now, 7 to go. Looking for a throw here. Pitts brings it in. Nowhere really for him to go. He steps out, and they're going to lose some yardage. The Buccaneers add another DB. 3rd down coming up. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down. Logan Cook on the punt. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And that fair catch brought in just beyond the 30-yard line. No return on that punt. And the Buccaneers will get set to go on offense. Here's the give to Irving. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Shotgun snap for Mayfield. Coleman with the grab. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
We're at the 2-minute warning now from Raymond James. The Buccaneers driving ahead. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Baker now. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
It's fielded at the 14. And something on the return, but not much, as it still ends inside the 20. The visitors headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. And he'll get it up to the 27.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Completed over the middle. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. Signals, and looks like we've got a timeout before that 1st down play. They're set up at the 35 now. To the air now on 1st and 10. Into the hands of Pitts. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot down.
This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. Timeout called by Atlanta. That's going to be at 2nd. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
Well, your internal clock right there, it has got to be tuned up a little bit. Plenty of time. In this league, if you get 3 seconds to throw the ball and it's not out of your hands, that responsibility falls on you as a QB. But give some credit to the defense who was able to get home and get the sack. I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And he'll bring in this fair catch at the 13. We don't get a return out of that punt. And it'll be their football. It's 1st and 10 for their final drive of the half. We've got 23 seconds remaining. Baker now from the gun. Connection made to Coleman. They pick up 20 yards there. And that's good for a Buccaneer 1st down. Mayfield now from the gun. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. 2nd and 4. Has him on the quick hitter. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. He's back to throw. Into traffic, complete. And he gets it through the midfield stripe and onto the Falcons side of the field. Online, but not enough juice. It's no good short. And the deficit stays at 7.
Hey, listen, I know kickers are arguably better today than they've ever been in the history of football. But anything from 60-plus is still awfully ambitious. And that time, it didn't pan out.
One final shot before halftime. First play, he's going for it to the end zone. And he can't hang on to it in the end zone. Not an interception, only an incompletion. So they get it back. 2nd down coming up.
All right, Kate, thanks.
And with a push of a button, we say so long to the halftime report and jump right back to the start of the 3rd quarter. Now Boswell on to send this away. Starting from the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Buccaneers getting their offense set to go to begin the third. That passing game they went to in the first half, it's going to need to be firing to start this second half too as they chase this lead. They give to Irving, left side. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Play made there by Clark Phillips. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
From the gun, Mayfield. He's got him, that's McMillan. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Play made there by Clark Phillips. 3rd and just 2 to go.
3rd and 2.
On the give, this is Irving. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there, making a really close measurement to see if he got the first down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
First down, here's Baker. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, speaking from experience here, what happens now with the 3rd sack allowed, especially on an early down like that, is that head coach and coordinator going to have a conversation. Okay, we got to fix this. Do we slide? Do we chip? Do we keep more people in? Because the one thing you can't do is keep getting your quarterback
Ball
hit.
start, offense.
There was a blitz coming, and that got somebody to panic and jump early. It cost him 5 yards. Trying again, following the sack. Short pass brought in. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. Mayfield will look to throw. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it, except for this defense that just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Tampa Bay in punt formation now. And he's been one of the players of this game. Getting about 50 yards of boots so far, and here's another quality effort. Escapes a defender. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Big kick on that one, 62 yards. And it's going to be their football coming up. The Falcons in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He's throwing deep to the... He's got it inside the 25. All the way, and that's an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons push their lead further to start the half. Boswell to add the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Falcons double their lead to 14.
Buccaneers 10.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Kickoff taken at the 3. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Tampa Bay are ready to head out to the field. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice wants to find the lane upfield and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
Mayfield on 1st and 10. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. Throwing again is Baker. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Clark Phillips with the pick. And the Falcons are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
A lot of defenders got some offense in their background, and it's been my life experience that they'll tell you about it. And right there, he put it on display. He brought in the pick and instantly became a runner, searching for the open field to add a little something to the return.
Here's the Falcon offense headed out. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays have followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
Play action on 1st down. Caught for big yards on the right side. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. Give them 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets them a 1st down. From the red zone now. The shot to the end zone is incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. So 2nd down coming up. Back to throw. He brings it in. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
A whole bunch of credit goes to just about everybody on that offense. Guys up front needed to give the QB enough time to let that play develop. Excellent effort by that receiver to stay alive and for the quarterback to scan the field and find his completion.
And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Has it down close. Touchdown, Atlanta. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays and have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
Boswell to add the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Falcons stretch their lead to 21. Now Boswell on to send this away. Has this at the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. And they may say they're not paying attention, but everybody maintaining a constant eye on the current playoff picture. A lot on the line each week for the teams that think they have what it takes to make a run in the postseason. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Now after that play, we have somebody banged up down there. Injuries never a welcome sight so close to the end of the season. They're out to attend to him. All right, here we go. 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Complete out to the right side. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
From the 39. Catch made by Bucky Irving. Breaks the tackle, still going. And he's able to move past the 45 before going out. And following the play, we've got a break in the action as the trainers head out. They had a man hurt on the play, and hopefully this doesn't affect his availability for the playoffs. Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. Coleman with the grab. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Irving on the inside give. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug of war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
From the 46. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. Looked like a bit of a concentration drop on that one. And that means 3rd down coming up. Pressure coming, Baker. That's caught for the first. And they're gonna haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. That play gains 15 and it moves the sticks.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Now a carry by Irving. And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
That pass complete to McMillan. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
He'll make a bid for it on the ground. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Connection made to Coleman. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
At the 10-yard line.
Now it's Irving. And he's going to haul it in for the Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Fielded at the 7. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And he hasn't been a stranger to the end zone this season, no sir, including on their prior drive, Brock. A pretty important touchdown for him when you look at his season total. They've got a man in motion. They go play action on first. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
When we think about safeties, I mean, it's just right in the name, right? The safety is the last line of protection in the passing game. We don't think of them as blitzers. But, Kate, let me tell you, for a safety blitz to get home, they got to be great disguisers. They can't show that blitz early. That safety didn't, and the quarterback took the brunt of the contact.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Throwing from the gun. into the hands of Pitts. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first. This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. To the sideline and secured by London.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
On is the punt team, and away goes the punt. And he calls for the fair catch, and he's got it at the 14-yard line. So as the clock winds down to a new year, we wind down to our final quarter. That's the end of 3. It's Buccaneer football. They trail, but it's still within reach for them. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Carry here for Irving. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
He's trying to lay it in deep along the right side. Big gain downfield. One of the game's biggest plays right there as they get the markers reset. Down inside the 40 now with a 1st down following that last play. Mayfield now from the gun. Finds a man right side. And they take him down right along the 30.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. Once again, Irving. And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line. Thought that this might be 4-down territory for him here, Brock, but they are lining up for a field goal. This one from 47 yards away. Mickey kick is good. And they'll get him back to 11.
This is a case of, well, just get what you can on the way out the door, Kate. It's already out of reach. Just take the 3, let your kicker get some points, and make it a hair closer in the box score.
He fields it from the 8. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And I think by this point we can all agree, Brock, that he is not going to be stopped until the clock stops at the end of this game. He just continues to make catches count in this second half. A toss now to Robinson. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Perception and reality, Kate. The perception out there from the public is edge rushers are defined by their sacks. The reality in the locker room and in the huddle is you can be defined by your relentlessness. And his motor never stopped.
Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. He'll look to throw. Pressure's there, and he goes down again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down. The Falcons getting ready for the punt. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And it'll be good field position for them as they take over right at midfield. Good starting field position for the Buccaneers. 1st and 10. Running right, it's Irving. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Baker now off the play fake. Put the body on the line for his team. And he'll be touchdown after a big play. All right, all set up now. 1st and 10.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Here's Baker to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Complete to Coleman. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. First down from the red zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Big moment coming up here for the Buccaneers. They're going for 2.
The Bucs will set up for the 2-point conversion.
Baker throwing again. Chased out, and he goes down. The pressure gets home, and they will not take another 2 off that lead. Ooh, this is so tough, Brock. You understand what he was trying to do, make something happen, ended up outside the pocket, but even some added creativity can't yield 2 points here.
You get down here on these 2-point conversions, the real estate just gets gobbled up in a hurry. Not only for the QB, but the receivers as well. Only so much time to try to make something work before that defender said, "Not in my house."
This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. Back to throw on 1st and 10. Got a man, it's London. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 36. Throw left side, complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the 1st.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. They'll throw it. And that one's behind him. That's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. So that brings up 2nd down. They'll throw it again. Throw reeled in by London. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. Give him 13 on that play. And it's good for an Atlanta first down. Shotgun snap, a give to Robinson. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
On 2nd down, Robinson. And he carries it in for the touchdown. The Falcons stretch it to a 2-score game in the fourth. It's a Bijan Robinson touchdown. Boswell gets that point after to go. And the Falcons push the lead up to 12. Now Boswell on to send this away. This return starts at the 5. This return makes it up to the 25. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Throwing, Baker. This one finds Irving.